welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for the love I received on my last video. I was not expecting that at all, and you've all given me so much love towards this video as well, which is so nice. So I'm basically going to be doing a Q&A. I put out on my story a little question box, and I got sent so many questions, which I was not expecting, but I've narrowed it down to I think 10 questions. Otherwise this video will be about 4 hours long, and you don't want that. So let's get into the video. It's nice because a lot of the questions were kind of along the same lines, so it made it easier for me to choose my questions that I wanted to do. So let's start. So the first question I got was, how did you get into witchcraft and spirituality? This was a most asked question. I got about 10 questions asking this. It's not a big incredible story. I've been quite spiritual my whole life, ever since I was a child. I was always that kid that went into the Natural History Museum and wanted to get every single crystal there was in the gift shop. So I guess that started it off, because I always had a love for crystals. That's all I ever got. When we went on holiday, like little caravan holidays, I would always go into the shops and buy crystals and shells, and that was an obsession for a long time. I always thought as well that from about ages of 10, I could always sense spirits around me. That was kind of a clock that went off, a little thing that went off in my brain. I don't speak to many people about it because a lot of people think it's weird, but I always sense spirits around me and can't see them, but I know if they're here. That started quite young, which I think made me quite spiritual, but I didn't really think anything of it because I was so little. And then it didn't really happen often, but it kept happening when I was in my late teens. And that's when I started hearing about Wicca, which I know is very controversial. I don't class myself as Wicca. That is a different story for a different day. I'm not Wicca, I'm pagan. That's it. But that's when I first started hearing about Wicca, and I got really interested in that, and I just kept reading about it, and I started my craft. I started with really small spells. I grew an interest with tarot and different deities, and my deity that I am a devotee of is Aphrodite. Persephone is a new one that I started devoting myself to last year, which was crazy because I've never told anyone this, but so Persephone, she's like the goddess of the underworld, so you know, dead people basically. But she came to me in a dream 2 days before my granddad died, which was crazy. I didn't really think anything of it because obviously I didn't know he was going to die, but yeah, she came to me and I started looking into her like a few weeks after his death, which was crazy. She's insane. But yeah, I feel like spirituality and witchcraft have always been a part of my life. I don't really remember how it just went off in my head. It's always kind of been a part of me. My family isn't very spiritual. I don't get it from my parents or my grandparents. It's just kind of been something I've personally been into from a young age. Yeah. Cool. Next question. Favorite books, films, music, art, all that shebang. So I'll start with my favorite books. I have a lot of favorite books. My favorite series of all time is Lord of the Rings, but that's everything. I love, they're my favorite films. The extended version only, please. But my favorite books, like just generally, I've recently read Morgan Is My Name. We'll get more into this later because this coincides with something else, but this is such a good book, and it's about Morgan Le Fay. If you know, you know. but she did a second book as well, which I read on my Kindle, and it's amazing. And then my other favourite is A Game of Thrones, which is my favourite TV show of all time. If you know me, you will know. But the books are incredible. They're a hard read, so if you're not into big reads, I wouldn't recommend. But this is my favourite copy because she is beautiful. Look at her. Look at her. Yeah, I do recommend reading it though if you are a fantasy fan. I mean, get this version because it's beautiful. This is the first version I read Game of Thrones in. I didn't get the paperback. I was like, I'm gonna get this fucking massive boy. And then I have two like witchy books, spiritual books, that are my favourite. So I have The First Sisters, Lilith and Eve. I'm actually halfway through this at the moment, but it's a really good book, especially if you're wanting to learn more about Lilith as like deity. A really good feminine book. Recommend. And then we got Bones and Honey, which is my all-time favourite spiritual book ever. It's basically witchy. It's a witchy prayer book, basically. It's amazing. It has like, if you know like grim fairy tales, it has that kind of element to it because it does little short stories in here as well as prayers. But it's amazing. I definitely recommend. And this woman wrote it. Yeah. Those are my favourite books. So I did that. So Game of Thrones, my favourite TV show. And then a close second is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The best vampire TV show ever. Don't talk to me about it. I'm not going to argue. I've watched them all, so I know. The Vampire Diaries was the love of my life for like, God, 5 years. But Buffy is the best thing. That tops it all. It tops that. It tops True Blood. Everything. Please watch Buffy. My dog was named after one of the vampires. My parents named him Spike after one of the main characters in Buffy, which is always my favourite bit of information to tell people. And music, Lana is my queen, but I also love Stevie Nicks, Ethel Cain, Aurora, Fleetwood Mac. Give me them all now. 70s music as well is a big love of mine. Yeah, I love a bit of Elvis as well. Yeah, cool. So my favourite art is The Birth of Venus, which is my favourite one ever, and also Ophelia. Need I say more? They're both such emotional and beautiful pieces. They have such amazing stories behind them. Just really incredible art and words and magic that have been put into these paintings. I'll pop them here. Yeah. I just had to have a water break because my mouth was getting so dry. So we've now got, what kind of witch are you? I just class myself as a traditional witch or a green witch per se. I spend a lot of time in nature and I do incorporate a lot of nature into my spells and my craft. I do a lot of my spell work in nature as well. I don't normally do a lot inside, and I incorporate a lot of plants and herbs into my spells. So yeah, I'll class myself as a green witch, but I'm also just a traditional witch. And then your favourite type of witchcraft. I like a bit of glamour magic. Who doesn't? And candle magic is really good as well. I will do it all though, but those are the ones I kind of draw myself to more. I do glamour magic every single morning. I always incorporate it into my skincare routine or my makeup. Yeah, it's something I use every day. Something I'm looking forward to. Oh, I have two things. I have Lana in July. I'm so excited. My boyfriend got it for me as a Christmas present and I'm so excited. And then I am going to Glastonbury in August with my boyfriend. Not the festival, the place, for our anniversary. And I cannot wait. If you are a witch, you know why. It's the most magical and spiritual place ever. Leading on to the next question, actually. What is your current obsession? My current obsession is the Arthur legend, surrounding everything about it. I recently did a rewatch of Merlin, and honestly, I became so obsessed. I was like, I need to find out everything I can about Arthur, about everything about his legend and his world. And it's amazing. Like, I still love it, which is why I read Morgan Le Fay. Well, Morgan is my name. That's why I read it, because yeah, that is an obsession right now. It's all I can think about. And obviously Glastonbury is known to be the Isle of Avalon because of the Glastonbury tower, the little tower that's meant to be Avalon, where Arthur was sent for his last resting days. But I won't get into Arthur because I will speak about this for a long time. If you want to know, just contact me privately. But yeah, I cannot wait. And he's meant to be buried there as well. There's like a little grave that says Arthur was buried here. I don't know. I'm excited for it. And yeah, that's in August. We're going for, I think, 3 nights. So yeah, I can't wait for that. Then we've got some tarot learning advice. This is a good question. Tarot is such a difficult and complex thing to learn. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm still learning myself. Like, it's going to take me probably a few more years. But I've been studying it for 2 years now, 2-3 years. I did like a small course at the start of last year, which was really, really good. It lasted a few months and it just basically gave you some little essays to write out, and it was a really good learning way of doing it. It just felt like I was doing a uni course, but at home. Honestly, I would just say is get a book. I have a good book. It's called Tarot for Beginners by, oh, let me just get it. So it's this one. This is the first book I got on tarot, and honestly, it was the most helpful thing ever. It's so good. It's so informative. But I would say just start by getting a deck, and just carrying it around with you all the time. And that was how I connected with my cards to start off with, because it made me feel like I had a closer connection towards them, and it made it a bit easier to learn. So I'll just say carry your decks around, get a good book, don't rush yourself, don't get stressed because you don't know the meaning straight away. It will take a long time. It's such an interesting thing to learn though, and it's really rewarding. Also, like, oracle cards are a good way to start as well. Ignore how fucked up this box is. Is it not gonna focus? Oracle cards are really good. I have this one and I have spirit animals. They're just super easy because they already have the meanings on them, and you can interpret them any way you want. But it's also helpful having some friends or family that may want to practice reading, because that develops your confidence as well. So yeah, I'll just say just go with the flow. Read up online, watch some YouTube videos as well of people doing readings. That was a good way for me to learn. Did I grow up religious? No, absolutely not. My family isn't religious at all. Yeah. No. How do I deal with anxiety? I don't. I have such severe anxiety, it's insane. I'm still trying to find ways of dealing with it. I haven't quite got there yet, but honestly, I use, if you can hear my dog, I'm really sorry. CBD is a good thing to use. I have a little stick. Let me get it. It's just called Magic and it's a CBD stick. I got this from Lush. It's actually really good. I think it's just the smell, I think, that calms me. I just put it on my wrists and on my temples here and on my neck. The smell just calms me, I think. I don't really think the CBD is strong enough in this to do anything, but CBD oil is really good as well. If you get like a highish dose, obviously don't take too much, but yeah. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I have a little calm mist which I recently got from Bramble and Bone. Again, I haven't really used this long enough to know if it does anything, but I just spray it above my head and take it with me and like spray it around me. But yeah. Also, lavender is really good for anxiety. I have a little pouch of lavender that I carry around with me and I smell it if I feel anxious. That's a good thing. Music is good for anxiety and reading. But yeah, I'll get back to you once I figure that out myself. Favourite place I've been, Dubrovnik, Croatia. If you know, you know. That's where Game of Thrones was basically filmed, most of it anyway. Oh my god, I went there in April and that was incredible. If you love Game of Thrones, you need to go there. It's definitely a bucket place. Bucket, oh my god. You know what I'm trying to say? It was so good. Yeah, amazing. Like, I can't even put it into words how good it was. That was definitely the best place I've ever been in my life. And I'd happily go back. Yeah. Dubrovnik, Croatia, go there, please. You won't regret it. And then, oh yeah, I've done that one. How do I incorporate witchcraft into my life? It is my life. It's who I am. Yeah. I tarot read every day. I do glamour magic every day. I always read some sort of witchcraft book every day and try and do a bit of meditation, which is something new I'm trying to do. But yeah, it's always been a part of me. It's who I am. So yeah, it's always in my life. But yeah, that's all my questions, and I hope you enjoyed that. I feel like I've rambled on for so long, but yeah, that was really fun, and I'm hoping I answered all of your questions. I would have done them all, but this video would have been so long, but I will definitely do one of these in the future again. I'm just trying to think of what to do for my next video. I have some things coming up in the next few weeks which I would like to do a video on. Me and my boyfriend are doing a photo shoot and I've ordered a sword. We're doing that not this Sunday, the following Sunday, so I will be doing a video on that. And then we have the summer solstice, it's 2 weeks later, which I'll be doing a video on. Yeah, let me know if you want any videos on spell work or a tarot reading tutorial. Yeah, thank you so much.